Pumpkin, you are now live on the World Wide Web. Everybody's seeing you right now. You are live, Pumpkin. What you doing? What's up, everybody? All right, let's go outside. You want to come out? Come on out. The storm hasn't really hit. It's just more windy, and then we've had a little bit of rain here at camp. Camping on a ledge right now. The storm's kind of coming in from this direction over here, and then we've got some thunder coming in from right up there. So, like I said, it hasn't really rained much. It's just more like a ton of wind. And what's nice is, though, the wind is keeping all the black flies at bay, because the black flies are biting like crazy. So I just want to say what's up to everybody. How y'all doing? And thanks for tuning in. I know that normally don't do like Saturday afternoon stuff. All right, this Jack Brick guy's being annoying, so I'm just gonna put this guy in timeout. People that do that are just so stupid. I'd user on this channel. All right, cool. That dude's hidden. Sorry about that. So anyway, what's up, everybody? I've got a new video coming tomorrow. I've been fishing all week. I was up at 10,000 feet at a lake up in central Colorado fly fishing. I didn't have any luck that first day fishing. I was actually, well, first day and a half, really. I went fishing the night when I got up there, but my stomach, my abdomen was kind of bothering me when I was laying down. I was trying to fly fish and get out to these fish that were out there just right up offshore, but they could see me if I would have walked up. So I crawled in on my stomach, and then it kind of hurt everything. But then like the next day I felt pretty good, and I went out and fished, and I saw some fish, but the ice was just starting to ice off. And I think that maybe, I don't know, the barometric pressure must have changed or something like that, because they weren't active at all. But this one fish just sat there in the river and just let me film it. I like put my GoPro down the river, got right up on its face and everything, and it just let me film it. And so I've got that coming. That's actually an opening shot on the next video, which will be up tomorrow at 6 a.m. So, and then, oh, hey, what's up, Hannah and Anil? How y'all doing? I got your response that y'all are doing good out there, so I'm glad to hear y'all having a good day. A good start to the weekend. Also camping in an area where no one's around. I'm in an area where no one's around as well. I've got, hey, let's walk over to the ridge. I'll show you. So I like this campsite because there's these two trees right here. This is a perfect place to hang a hammock and watch the sunset. So you can, the sunset's like back over in there, and those are the San Juan Mountains over there. So it's pretty cool. And then coming up here, like the ridge is right here. This is a big flat area, but you have to four-wheel to get up here. So you wouldn't be able to get like a fifth wheel up here or anything like that. But there's a ridge over here. Whoops. And there's a whole network of creeks over there that no one ever goes into. All right, let's go this way. So I like camping over in this area just because it's usually pretty chill, and then I've got really good internet connectivity for the router. And so the only thing is with the trees here, you've got limited solar. There's only like a window right here of like 2 hours throughout the day where the solar comes through. Otherwise, you're kind of in the trees, so you want to make sure your batteries are charged up before you get here. What do you think? Come in here. Come in here. I'm gonna put this down real quick and grab Sierra and get her inside. All right, let me see you, baby girl. Hang on one second. All right. I'm gonna hop inside here real quick, and then we'll chat. I don't know if the storm's gonna hit or not. It might just blow over, because we've got a window right here which just opened up, and so could be that we're not gonna get much in the way of condensation, which is kind of a bummer because it's definitely dry out here. And so I'm in southern Colorado right now, and was hanging out with Baron and Elsa last week for let's see here. I want to read some of these comments real quick. Your campsite looks way better than ours. We are celebrating. Oh, happy birthday, Neil. That's awesome. That's really cool. So Richard Pearl, hey, what's up, man? Thanks for tuning in. Paul McDonald. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in from Cincinnati. I'm interested to see how the Bengals do this year. I actually want to follow them a little bit. Let's see, Mara Rose. Really love the when you put people when the rehearsals. Thanks, Mara Rose. All right, cool. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Happy Father's Day to all the dads. Oh yeah, it's Father's Day weekend, so make sure to call your dad. All right, let's see. Hey, Brian, what's the temperature up there? So Peace Upon You was asking, what's the temperature up here? Now that the storm has started to come in, and we've got the temperatures dropping, I'd say it's probably about 60 right now. Earlier in the day, it was about 74 up here. And so, but the temperatures dropped since it started coming in, since the cloud cover's in. And so it's starting to cool down. And then tonight it's supposed to get down to like, I think like 45 at my location. So I'm up a little bit from the valley. I'm like 1,000 feet above the valley floor right now. And this is a site that I love to come to just because like there's never anybody up here. And it's a place that basically like hunters come to. And so, I'll get a little people here in the fall, but like the access to get in here, it's hard to see where to turn off to get in here. And then also coming up this road is real bumpy. And so it's crazy. So, happy trails. What's up, man? So Jason, I'll be back in Flagstaff. I got to have a medical procedure done on Wednesday, unfortunately. So, but I'll message you about that on Skype when I'm done with this. So, see Zach C, peace upon you. What up? Zach C, what's going on, brother? All right, Judy. Hey, we're in Santa Fe. Oh, cool. That's cool, Judy. I love Santa Fe. I like all of New Mexico. I like southern New Mexico too, like Central or Silver City area, and like Faywood. Those are real good hot springs. And then going up in the Gila Wilderness area down in southern New Mexico, that's incredible. So that's good stuff. So, oh, whoops, Oklahoma. Didn't mean to put that one up. Put the wrong one up. Sorry about that. The Spy Guy 77 or 777 Oklahoma here. I used to go down to the Wichita Mountain Range or the Wichita Wildlife Refuge down, what is that? West of Lawton. And there's a little place there, Medicine Park, that we used to go hang out at. You could trout fish there in the wintertime. They have a little trout run in Oklahoma. And a lot of people don't realize there's mountains in Oklahoma. There's 5 mountain ranges in Oklahoma for people that don't know. A lot of them are on the eastern side, kind of close to Arkansas. There's insane mountain biking over there. And a lot of them are owned by Native American tribes. There's like reservations out there, and they've got these really cool mountain ranges. Some of the oldest mountains in all of America. So, all right. Peace upon you. Yeah, thanks, man. So what it is, I'll just tell everybody. So I've been keeping Patreon informed with what's up, but I haven't said anything on YouTube just because I don't want to make much people worry. But ever since the Giardia got done and got out of my system, I've been waiting for things to heal up, and it seemed like most of my abdomen had healed up, but I had like these 2 areas that just kept on giving me problems. And that's what's been bothering me over the past couple months. Like actually like the past, let's see, what's it, June, past 6 months, 6 months. And so since like January, I've been bouncing around hotels and stuff like that, and then camping some, but just kind of more bouncing around hotels and stuff like that. And it's pretty expensive to do that, which not too much fun while I was waiting for the property. But I just noticed these areas didn't get any better. And so my last GI appointment when I was in on Tuesday of last week, not this past week, but the week prior, they did feel a couple of spots where it felt like a couple masses down in there. So just getting some stuff checked out to see if there needs to be any biopsies or anything like that. So I'll keep everybody informed. That's going to happen on Wednesday morning. I'm headed to Silverton tomorrow. I'm going to go do Cinnamon Pass with my friend Bree. And then we're going to stay in Silverton tomorrow night. And then I'm going to wake up on Sunday and on Monday and roll to Flagstaff. And then I got a hotel room in Flagstaff for this week. My mom's going to come out and help and all that stuff. So anyway, just wanted to let y'all know about what's up with that. But I'll keep everybody informed. The thing is like all the tests that we've done up to this point have ruled out everything else. And so we're looking at probably either like, possibly colon cancer or autoimmune diseases are pretty much the only things that are left. And so, but the good thing is like, if it is colon cancer, which I hope it's not, but if it is, that's correctable through surgery most of the time. And my symptoms aren't horrible at the moment. It's just that every once in a while I'll eat something that will aggravate it a little bit more than usual. Cause I have pain 24 hours a day. Like if you see me walking on the street, or if you see me driving on the road and it looks like I'm uncomfortable, it's because I am. Like I'm uncomfortable all the time. And so unfortunately, like when I sit down in my truck, it pinches the 2 areas in my abdomen that hurt. And so like driving here from Flagstaff damn near killed me. Like it hurts so bad. And that's when I contacted my GI doc and I was like, hey, I know I'm supposed to come in the 1st of August for this stuff, but is there any way you can get me in sooner? And they're like, you bet. And so, because I told them, I said, things have kind of changed a little bit as far as how I feel. And so that was one of the things that bummed me out when I started fly fishing. You'll notice in the next video that's up tomorrow, the first part of it, I go out and like I said, I crawled on my stomach. And when I did that, it hurt my abdomen like crazy. And I literally couldn't even walk around the lake, and the lake's not even a mile. Like it's not even a mile around. It's like probably, I'd say 400 yards around. So what's that? A third of a mile, a little bit more than that. And I couldn't even walk all the way around it. Like that hurts so bad. So I was like, yeah, I need to get this checked out. And so
So anyway, that's what's going on. So if like I said, if you see me out and about, or if you've seen me out and about in the last 6 months and I look like I'm in a bad mood, or if I look like I hurt, it's because I do. So, all right, let's see here. Wait till the end of July I hit before I hit passes to them. Oh yeah, Zach. Yeah, I have some friends over there who actually hit Cinnamon Pass. I'm not going to do the whole pass. I'm just going to do the loop. So I don't know if you've gone out of Silverton to go do the loop that way around. But I think the pass, I would imagine the pass. I mean, I don't know. It's June 19th. It's probably getting close to being cleared because the snowpack wasn't that bad this past year. But in previous years, that pass has stayed packed until like I know one year it stayed packed until August. So there's just a few areas that don't really thaw out. So that's always a problem. It's always usually overhangs or the switchbacks, that are going over the passes. But it's so cool back in there, like going around Cinnamon Mountain and all that stuff. And oh yeah, Zach, Mount Princeton area is what I like. That I was just up at Hancock, so I was up there. I like how they put. Oh hey, I was gonna say, I think that up in St. Elmo, I think that I don't think they rent the side by sides up there anymore. I didn't see one rental place renting them. It was super mellow up there, and I noticed more people moved into the area, so I'm thinking that area is gonna get chill again, which would be nice. But yeah, I love fishing up in there, and then Chavano's got some good stuff, and then so does Mount Massive, and then Elbert has some okay stuff, and then let's see, Mount Princeton has some stuff. And then Mount Yale has some good stuff that not a lot of people know about. So, yeah, Boreas Pass is open. I think so. Let's see, Weston was open. The Boreas Pass. Actually, no, I don't think Boreas Pass is open yet. I don't know about that one, Paul. I'll have to double check. So I'll put that in the comment section. What I'll do is I'll see if I can get on some websites for some resources about different passes that are open and post an update, because I think a lot of people are questioning if places are open or not. I know that up in Leadville where I was at, see, it's been so hot, in the past, I don't know, week, that even up here at these higher elevations, a lot of stuff melted fast, and so there was a massive runoff, and the rivers were running super high, and now they're already getting low again. And so the peak for like the Arkansas River has already happened. It's already on the downside, and there's water rights that are being called in Chaffee County already. And so I think that what that's going to lend to is later on the year there's going to be not much water at all, and luckily that'll clear out some passes for us though a little bit early to get over them. So, but I know that area of Colorado, they get a lot more snow than other places, so we'll see. So, see Weston. Yeah, Paul, I knew you meant Weston on that one, brother. It's all good. So, so Ray, let's see here. So my friend Chad is actually using the EB17 or the EB70. The problem that I had with it, and I think it was just the model that I had, because I didn't hear anybody else having this issue, was that when I would plug in solar to it, it would slowly trickle up to how much wattage the panel was bringing in. So if it was like a 100-watt panel, it would take a couple minutes for it to trickle all the way up to say it's bringing in 100 watts. So I think the charge controller on the model that I had, now keep in mind it was like a demo model. So I think it was messed up, to be honest. When I plug it into a wall charge, no problem. It's like immediately, 200 watts is coming in. Whereas if I plugged in the solar, it would go like 1 watt, 2 watt, 3 watts, 4 watts, and then I'd trickle up to like 100, which I thought was strange. So I thought, well, maybe the charge controller is going out on that. But a couple things I loved about it. Number one, it's got a load capacity of 1,000 watts, so you can load that thing up, and you can have a pretty big devices you can charge in a very compact battery. And then the fact that it's got the wireless charging on the top, 3 different places for a cigarette lighter, one that's built in, and then 2 that you can plug the ones in that have the cigarette lighter extension. It's got 2 PD charge ports, which are the charge ports, like here's the 50. So it's the charge ports that are right here. And so that's for like I've got the charge cord for my laptop here, just plug that in, and those were typically 45 watts in the past, and now the EB70's got those up to 100, which is pretty good. And then I think the fact that you can charge it pretty fast. A lot of those small batteries have a cap of like 100 to 120 watts as to what you can put in at one point at one time into the battery. I know that one can handle 200 watts at one time. So if you were to get like their 200 watt foldable panel, and then the EB70, as long as the charge controller on it's solid, like, which I think it is, like I said, I think it was just faulty, the one I had. But as long as the charge controller on it's good, like you could literally roll through the day and charge that up in like 3.5 hours. So even in the wintertime, when you have minimal solar, you can still charge that up fully throughout the day. The only thing is that, with the 700 watt hour battery, if you're doing a lot of work on it, like a lot of computer work and then a lot of like camera work and charging stuff up, keeping a fridge going all night and stuff like that. You may want to be careful about how much power you're pulling from it, especially if it's not totally full, because you don't want to run out during the middle of the night and have like your groceries go bad. But the one thing that's nice about the fridges, like the Dometic fridges I have and most every other fridge, they're all like tub style fridges, so the cold air stays in the bottom. So even if you open the top, it's not going to make it like warm in there immediately. And same with if the battery dies on you and you're not able to power it, you can still keep the food contents in there really cold. So anyway, I think it's a good battery, and it's the LiPo 4 battery, which I think the life cycles on it, I think it's like 2,500 plus life cycles, that are 3,500 plus. And then you got to think, like, after those life cycles, the battery goes from being able to charge to 100% down to 80%, and then it cycles to those life cycles again. So you're going to get a ton of usage out of it, and it's pretty compact. The only other thing I would mention is that you want to the handle here is really good on the 50. It's loose on the 70, and so if you put a little bit of foam like down in the little channels here that go around it, and then push it down, you'll be in good shape. So just a heads up on that. So let's see here, how many cycles for start to go week. Oh, hey, so let's see. So low capacity for the GZ500 is 220. I have to get bigger. Oh yeah, Zach, see. Yeah, and 500 cycles isn't bad. That was the old technology, and it was the I think it was the lithium ion. I can't remember what they would call that version of the battery, but that's what my EB 150 is. And so like that's going to give out, I think that's a 1500 life cycle one, but that's going to give out eventually. But the new LiPo 4 batteries, there's a couple of things that's nice about them. One, they don't operate hot, and so like your battery's not going to get super warm if you're doing pass-through charging or anything like that, or just charging a bunch of stuff in it while you have solar coming in. You're not gonna deal with a hot battery. And then also too, the life cycles, with 2,500 life cycles out of the thing, that's insane. And the cost on it isn't that much more. And so like, if you think about it, if I'm using that battery 2,500 life cycles, and say that I go through it like every other day, so that's 5,000 days that it's gonna give me as far as usage. Take that and divide it by 365, and that's just through your first life cycle, and then it's gonna cycle down to 80% after that. And that battery's going to last you a long time as long as you take care of it. So some of the older batteries too, with the compact ones that were probably coming out initially, they did start to falter. Some of the stuff they were trying to go lightweight, and a lot of the stuff like the Jackery stuff, I know like the plugs up front don't work very well. So, oh hey, we got a deal here. Son Daddy, what's up? You probably mentioned, but where are you at? Oh, I'm in southern Colorado, so I'm near. Let's see, what would the pass be? I'm close to Marshall Pass. In central or southern Colorado. I was going to go over to Cresta Butte last night, but I just decided I didn't want to drive that far. I got a new windshield that was installed I got out of Salida at like 4:30, and I was like, oh, I'll just drive up the mountain real quick and just camp. So I'm just chilling, and so broken. I've had scorpions in me. Actually, not eating food helps. That's the one thing that sucks. Is like it feels like a major obstruction in two areas where the pain's at, and that's where they felt the big lumps that when they were pushing around my large intestine. And so it's in the middle area, and then on the right area here, and then a middle area, and then down to the side. And what sucks is when you eat food is when it hurts the most. And so it's like, I'm just eating like minor things like cereal and like yogurt, stuff that's kind of easy to go through your body. But it just sucks because like you can't do anything. You feel like crap a lot. You don't know if you're going to feel good from one minute to the next. And so it's kind of gnarly. But when I feel good, it's like that's when I schedule these live streams. So I'm like, all right, I feel good. Let's chat. But I did after I left Hancock Lake, I got skunked fishing up there, unfortunately. But I left there, and later in the week, I went over to my friend's place to go fish his ranch, and had a great time on the kayak on his private waters. He's got such great browns on that property; they're just so beautiful. And then I actually found some Native American ruins up at the Arkansas headwater, or not Native American ruins, but Native American pictographs, like some rock art, up along the headwaters of the Arkansas, way up at like 10,000, almost 10,200 feet, which I've never seen Native American stuff that high, except for when I was in Cusco, Peru, Cusco, Peru, because that's at 13,000 feet. But the stuff here in America, you just don't see it up that high. It's usually down in Utah, lower elevations in the desert area. And then up here, it's nice to see that. So anyway, let's see. Pulling Los amps, running compressors. I need the new 100 Time for high colonic. No, it's actually more than that, TF Cooks. It's actually a growth that I have the within my GI tract. So they need to check them out and see if I need to get it removed. So, but we'll see, and I'll keep everybody informed. I feel pretty good right now, and it's just like monitoring what I eat. Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that I have to go with is vegan at the moment. And I'm not opposed to eating meat in the least bit. I mean, I love fish, and I can prepare fish if I can bake it. The one thing is that I would fry it though when I was up in the backcountry here, like on the tailgate. Just easily whip out the stove there and get after it. And what I liked to do was I would actually take cayenne pepper, cornmeal, and flour and mix it all together with a little bit of sea salt in there and some cracked pepper, and then take the trout and put some olive oil around it, and then also on the interior after I clean the trout out, and then just put it all in there and roll it all up and then fry it. It was really good that way. And the one thing about whatever I've got trouble with me is fried foods do not agree with you at all. Like you're up all night, and it's not that you're up all night sick. You're just up all night with just pain. So it just sucks. And so it's like that beer, unfortunately, I can't really drink beer. So I found out it's not the IBS that I thought it was, because IBS fluctuates in pain and mine's always constant, and it just keeps on continually ramping up, just slowly but surely. And I look back and I think like, yeah, I've had some weird stuff been happen over the past couple of years, but nothing was consistent until recently. So I was wondering if maybe this has been working on me for a while. So, all right, let's see here. Let's see. Check out the area around Bedrock, Colorado. Oh yeah, I've not been over there, but I've heard about that place. So, and then also I think there's like dinosaur footprints over there or something like that. Let's see, Doña Diamond. Yeah, I visited Baron Elsa. So okay, funny story here. So I rolled. I was like, I called Baron. I was like, man, it's hot out there. I think I'm gonna roll to the high country. He's like, you're coming over to the ranch. I want to show it to you. I'm so excited. I was like, all right, cool. I'm coming over. So I was originally gonna go to Crested Butte after I left Flag, but I went to their place and hung out, and we had these plans to like do content and hang out and kick it for a couple days. And then Baron and I proceeded to get insanely hammered that night. Like we sat at his place and must have drank like 4 bottles of wine. I don't know what was in our. I've got like stains on my chair from it. I spilled wine all over myself. He let me borrow. He let me borrow one of his jackets. I just spilled wine all over like a total drunk loser. And then the next day I woke up and I mean it was horrible. Like we both had the worst hangovers ever. And Elsa was pissed at us because we're like, "What do you guys are useless," So it was kind of funny in that regard. But their place is great. The views are incredible, and I have some really great pictures, which I'll post those up in the community section of my page when I get on this, because there's the views out there are just incredible. And there's a lot more trees on the property than I thought. Like in their videos, I know that the filming with the GoPro can be like fisheye lens, everything looks far away, but they got tons of trees around there, and really, really cool old juniper trees that have like these base. There's like base of the trees, and then all these like Nightmare Before Christmas branches coming out of them, and like crazy looking stuff. So it's really cool. And all right, hang on here. We're getting some rain. I want to button everything up real quick. Well, all right. And then I've been rocking lately the Lucy lights. I like these right here. And what's nice is like with the shelves that I have up here with the little cords that go across, I can easily put that up in here and just tuck it up in here like this. And then I've got my light all good to go for the evening. So I think there were some questions here I missed though. But anyway, so yeah, visited Baron Elsa. We didn't make any content, but I'm planning on going there after I go to Flagstaff. I'm going to come back and then just kick it with them. And by that time, the temperatures there will probably be much cooler. It was pretty hot there. It was getting up to 100, but we did find the best breakfast place in Colorado, so I'm pretty stoked about that. So I'm gonna hit that on the way out, and then go to Durango tomorrow, pick up my friend Bree, and then we're heading up to go 4-wheel all day, and then go stay up in Silverton tomorrow night. So all right, let's see what else have we got here. Yeah, so Hannah and Anil, you were asking if I could please give you all an update. I'll definitely keep everybody informed of what's going on. And so I should know, I would imagine, I mean, I don't know, I got to be knocked out for the procedure on Wednesday, but I'm getting it done in the morning. So I would imagine by the afternoon, I'll probably have some answers, at least to know, what I'm kind of looking at. And so once I get that information, I'll definitely let y'all know. And maybe we could do like, a live stream later that week, and I can just explain what's going on. So, but I'll be transparent about everything, and I I won't be like recycling old footage to try to put up content or any or any BS like that. I'll keep it real, and like whatever I'm dealing with, we'll just roll with the punches. But I plan to like continue, you know, with the ranch stuff and continue building that out and everything. And I love truck camping. I mean, as long as my stomach doesn't hurt and I can get some sleep, I'm in good shape. But you know, until I made some dietary changes, just last week, it seems like every week I got to make adjustments to make sure that my abdomen doesn't hurt. And so what I initially thought was like the stomach problem wasn't necessarily my stomach. It's actually my abdomen. So we'll see what happens. So, all right, let's see. Out of office camping. All right, what's up? Market Teresa, let me post this up here. RC truck is doing great. I did not get the new Bronco body yet. I want to get that. And then I want to get also the Defender body. And then I'd like to get my truck done. I guess there's places where you can get your truck 3D printed. So I'd like to get mine done, which is great. But I want to say thank you to you guys for the awesome tool. Just to let everybody know, Out of the Office Camping, they're friends with my buddy Jason, who's also Happy Trails. And they hooked me up with like the best garden tool to use around the ranch in Arizona to like move rocks and all those different things. It works so well, and it really saves time and also saves my back. So I want to say thanks for that. That's really awesome. But yeah, the RC truck's been doing great. It was actually kind of cute. I've got a picture. Let's see where. Oh, it's actually on my email. I'll post it up in the community section. But I was at my friend's place, and they've got a 3.5-year-old. He's the cutest kid on the planet, and just all smiles, like just so much fun to hang out with. Well, I guess he's about 4 now. Well, about 3.5. And so I the first night I was there and we were having dinner, I didn't think about busting it out. But the next day I went there, I was like, hey man, I got this RC truck. You want to check it out? And his eyes just got like as big as saucers. So it was cool seeing him run around with that thing. So it was kind of fun. But all right, let's see what else have we got. So Alda R was asking what procedure am I getting done. So I am having colonoscopy done to see if I have tumors in my large intestine, in the middle part of the large intestine, because doctors kind of felt something funny when I was at the doctor's office not last Tuesday, but the Tuesday prior. They were pushing around and kind of feeling around the GI tract in there, and everything was fine, like the small intestine, but then they got the large intestine, and there were 2 areas that had what seemed like lumps in there. And as soon as they hit them, I mean, the pain just went like through the roof. So anyway, so we're gonna do some more tests this week and kind of see what's troubling me. We've gone through, gosh, like 2 months worth of tests so far, just to make sure that we're getting some rain now, which is nice. Gone through like 2 months worth of tests so far, just to kind of rule a bunch of other stuff out. And so we're down to either autoimmune diseases or colon cancer. So we'll see what we're dealing with. So, all right. Yeah, Sierra's doing good. Somebody was asking about Sierra and seeing if she was doing all right. And then Aldo, yeah, I mean, I can't ever say that word, but what you were saying about there is that we're gonna look into that. That'll be the next test. So and yeah, the TF, because if it's polyps, then I'm good to go. So that's kind of what we're hoping it is. It's just that with the size of the stuff and the pain and some of the other symptoms that I'm dealing with, it could be a little bit more than that, but I'm hoping not. I'm hoping it's just polyps. And if that's the case, it's just a simple removal process and I'm good to go. So, but the problem is like with the obstructions that I'm having. So, okay, let's see what else we got. Fight for freedom. Yeah, getting the answers are worth the hassle. The test. What's cool about Arizona too is they have this law that they passed where you don't have to get a referral doctor to get like specialty tests done. So you can go get an MRI, you can go get any blood test that you want. You can go get, pretty much anything. You just have to pay for it. And so you don't need to actually go to a doctor and then go through that whole process of, getting in there, which is kind of nice. So, cool, man. Somebody's tuning in here from New Zealand. Gareth West, Focused West. Right on, man. Thanks for tuning in. I got a friend of mine. She grew up in, she grew up in Christchurch and then got on a sailboat when she was 21 and sailed around the world for 2 years, which is pretty awesome. I was like, man, you New Zealanders are badass people. So, oh man. Let's see, Michael. Oh, okay, cool, man. I hope everything went good with your procedure. It seems like now they're saying with all the stress that people experience and all that stuff, for people to start getting that now at 45 instead of 50. So I had some done when I was a kid when I had stomach problems, but Haven't had any since, obviously, but I'm 46, and so yeah, I'm just gonna start including this in routine health stuff and make sure I can keep trucking for as long as I want. So, yeah, but I will keep everybody informed. And my mom's going to be out of this week, so or going to be with me in Flagstaff. So maybe I kick on a live stream and get her to say something. She's so camera shy, she won't. I don't think she'll get on there. But if I trick her and just be like, "Hey, look at the camera, look at that little green dot there," and say whatever you want, and then maybe I can get her on camera. But I'm looking forward to showing her around Arizona. I've got some places I want to take her to, and then also out to my place and show her that spot, and then. Also, get the mom on. So, but also, I want to take her to Sedona. I need to take some more pictures. One of the things that I'm really proud about is that I don't ever post them online here, but I love going and checking out Native American ruins when I'm down in Arizona. And I hike a ton of them around like Flagstaff and Williams and um, the Verde River Valley, and Sedona's got a lot, and Cottonwood has them, and Camp Verde, and all those places. And I don't ever put that footage on YouTube, but when I got hooked up with an organization called Keep Sedona Beautiful in Sedona, that they're asking me like, "What do you like to do?" I was like, "Man, I love Native American ruins," and they're like, "Well, let's put you in touch with one of our contacts, that works with the Forest Service and helps to document all these things." And so I got in touch with or this guy, they put me in touch. We started messaging each other, and he's like, "Yeah, we've got about 4,500 sites around Sedona, but if you have any that you think are rather remote, send them over. We're more than happy to take a look at them and see if we have them on record." And so I sent over the stuff that I've been checking out this spring, and they don't have a record of it, which I'm really excited about. And so I'm not putting any of that stuff on, online, because I don't want it to get spoiled, because it's in an area to where it could get spoiled, and I'd feel really bad if something like that happened. But it's some of the most amazing Native American ruins I've seen, and it's just it's so cool to be a part of that. So I feel really fortunate to be able to give back in that regard. So it's been fun. And what's neat too is they're actually sending me locations of sites that I didn't know about, and so when I go back to that area, I'm going to go take some pictures for them. And basically, what we're doing is just photo documenting everything and making sure that certain ruins in certain areas, don't get hit with like graffiti, because people will go out there and it's so stupid. People like write on the rocks like inspirational quotes, and it's like, why would you do that? Why would you do this to Native American stuff? Like that's against the Antiquities Act. I mean, you go to jail for that. And so, or like taking pottery or taking rock tools or stone tools, so that you're just not supposed to do it. So anyway, but I'm really excited to help out with that. And there's more in that area that I know of. And then what's interesting too is there's a website that I came up with. So I was looking up last night, like the Native American rock art that I found here and at those high elevations in Colorado. And I wanted to find, let's see, where's it at? There it is. I wanted to kind of see if I could decipher some of this stuff and also get an idea of age. And I came across this rather long website page from the Museums of Western Colorado. And it's Rock Art and Cultures of the Colorado Plateau, which is all the stuff I'm checking out. And so, for those of you who are interested in Native American stuff, and if you go see like rock art often and you want to kind of try to decipher what it is, here's a website that I really recommend checking out, because it's pretty interesting. They give the dates of it too. So, you'll have like, for example, if you scroll down, you'll see the different rock art styles. They'll talk about like kind of the different styles, whether abstract, representational, or anthropomorphs or zoomorphs, which are kind of like, they look like animals, but they're not really. And then they talk about how the rock art is made. The stuff I'm seeing up here is all pictographs. That's actually made with ink. The rock art is a petroglyph is actually chiseled in. But you have like the archaic style, which talks like Glen Canyon style, which basically that's Grand Canyon and the start of the Grand Canyon. So that goes from northern Utah all the way down into Arizona, and pretty much down to like Sedona area. And so the Glen Canyon style is 1000 BCE to 5000 AD, or they say CE. So I don't know what CE means. I'm out of the loop with that stuff. But then like Barrier Canyon style, which I see some of that stuff over in Western Colorado, especially like McGinnis Canyon. That's 1000 BC to like 5000 AD. And then the interior line styles, that's all AD stuff from like 1 AD to 1000 AD. And so it's interesting to kind of get some perspective on that, because I don't know, when you're looking at this stuff, you think like, okay, it looks old, but how old is it? And it's interesting too, like some of the stuff that I've seen in like the maps there, I'll see things outside of that map. So you think like, okay, are these people traveling? Are they rolling around in different areas and putting up their rock art in different spots? Because you see that repetition in different areas. And then also too, you also wonder like, what does it mean? And a lot of times I've been out and I've been like, oh man, I saw this craziest stuff. And especially when I was out at Bears Ears, I'd be like, oh, I saw this stuff and it was wild and it must have meant something like this. And they're like, actually, it means like corn. And I'm like, oh, that's it. Like, you think it's like means aliens. Like you're discovering the recipe of the secret of how humanity was made, and it's not like that. So, anyway, it's pretty cool to find that stuff. And so that website I think is really nice as far as how it lays it out. So, um, oh, so Zach, you were asking about how I can. Let's see here. Let me just switch real quick. Let me put this up. I want to pin this message real quick. So basically, the only thing I look for when I'm purifying water is that I don't want it to be in the tailings of a mine. And so if there's mines or hot springs, if hot springs are in the water, like a bunch of stuff around Uray, now that's all hot. The water coming down that creek there is number one polluted with a bunch of mine stuff. That gets in the water, so there's high iron and stuff like that, big high concentrations of minerals. But then also too, there's hot spring mineral water in there. It's that has minerals in and of itself. Typically, that's usually pretty good for you, but in such high concentrations, coupled with like the mining stuff, it probably wouldn't taste that great. And I don't think it'd be that good for you, even if you have a good purifier. So those are the two things I steer away from. I don't mind if I'm downstream from cattle. I know that sounds gross, but the water purifier I have is, it's like special ops grade. I'm good to go. And then let's see here. So right here is, if you see the jerry can in the green, that's the Lifesaver purifier. So what I do is I just dunk that jerry can in the water. It's 5 gallons. Dunk it underwater, fill it all the way up, and then in the front where the spout is that comes out, the back is where you take the big pressurizer water pump out. So you take that out, fill all the water in, pump it back up, and in the front you just turn the nozzle once you pressurize it with like 15 pumps, and it comes out at a pretty good rate, and it purifies it as it goes through the purifier there. So that's nice. The only thing I found is that with it being on the back of my tailgate here, it can get kind of hot in the sun. And so I've been taking like my towel here. I've got this is kind of a neat towel. It's called the Nomadic towel, and it's made with recycled plastic, and it's actually really, really soft, which is kind of interesting. But I'll take this and I'll throw it over the jerry can if it's in sun, because at nighttime your water cools down to like 45 or whatever the temperature is outside. But then during the daytime, if it has direct sun on it, it's just going to heat up in there. The heating up of it, it's actually kind of nice. It does pressurize it as the water expands and stuff like that, and the air expands in there. But drinking hot water throughout the day kind of sucks. And so throwing that in there is good. Another thing too is if you're going to be out truck camping in the heat, get an insulated water mug, like a water container here, and then that way when you put the water in there, it stays cold. If you have like those Nalgene bottles you can see right through that are plastic, if the sun hits that, it's just going to warm it right up. And it's also too, if it's hot outside, like those Nalgene bottles won't keep it cold, but an insulated one will. Like this will keep water cold for 24 hours. Then if you keep a little ice in there, you can just keep refilling it with the semi cool water. It'll keep it nice and cold. So, but Zach, I typically look for in Colorado here. I typically look on maps for streams that are coming out of wilderness areas, because there's not even cattle in wilderness areas. Like there's fences all around that, so there's no risk of having the cattle in there. Now sometimes they'll get through on trailheads. That there's ways that they can get in, but generally speaking, that's not there. So you're usually pretty safe. So you can go up to any wilderness area boundary, and if there's a stream coming out of it, you're good to go to purify water from there. If I'm not familiar with an area, I'll go into an area. I'll go into a grocery store and buy water. In Arizona, it's hard to find water, so you're kind of forced to buy water or store water somewhere, and just carry a ton of it with you. There are a few springs around Sedona where you can fill up, which are real nice, but for the most part, you're going to be forced to find your own water. So that's why coming up here in the summertime is so nice. I can just roll around. I'm not limited by resources as far as like needing to roll back in town for water because I can't find a water source. There's water everywhere around here. And so wherever I'm at, as long as I'm, knowing that it's not in a hot spring, river, or, a river that's polluted with heavy metals from mining, then I'm good to go. So, all right, let's see here. We got some. We're going to need to put this person in timeout. We have somebody's quoting. Let's see. Sorry, but I don't want to have a bunch of religious stuff on here. So I just want to make clear, like, let's not talk about, religion or politics or anything like that on here, because people get real mean about that and then they start attacking other people. So that's why I hid that comment. It's nothing against the person that was saying it, but I just want to say that like any of that stuff nowadays, I don't know why, but people go overboard. And then like that live stream that I had what was it? 2 weeks ago when I was up, or maybe it was 3 weeks ago when I was up at the top of Sedona. There was a person that mentioned that she was being treated for COVID and everybody attacked her. And I was like, why? Like, so then if I see stuff like that, I just take it off mainly for the person that is saying it. Not that I'm offended. I'm not at all, but it's just that people can get kind of crazy. So sorry about that to the person who was saying that. I don't mean to offend. All right, let's see here. Camped up Jefferson last week and saw a huge mama moose. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, there's some moose over in the area where I'm at, where I was. And so I want to go back over there. There's a pass where you can go over. And at the nighttime at dusk, on the right-hand side, there are always about 6 to 7 moose that hang out in the area the past couple of years, which would be real nice. So let's see. Tiffany Johnson, you're asking where am I in Colorado? I'm kind of down by Salida right now. Not really that near town, but near Salida. I'm going to be heading west, and then I got to go to Flagstaff on Monday for some medical stuff. And so right now, just kind of chilling in Colorado. It's real nice because it's nice and cool. It looks like, I don't know, it kind of looks like we could get some rain. Let's go outside and walk around. It's actually kind of nice right now. The rain subsided for a second. But let's see, 7 days to launch, 100 degrees. Ouch. Yeah, you need to get out of there, Kevin. It's 100 degrees is too much for me, man. Come to the high country. It's much cooler up here. But let's walk outside. I want to go over and check out. Looks like the front is kind of forming because the clouds have all stacked up. We may get rain here throughout the night. It was saying that there's a possibility of rain up until 11 p.m. And then tomorrow morning is supposed to have some rain as well. So let's go over here. Well, I don't know. It looks like over here we're kind of lightening up, but over here is where the front's forming. So you can see it right there. It's all stacking up and coming in. And then you can see it kind of over there down the mountain range. But it's real pretty out here. I love this campsite. There's never anybody around, which is really nice. And so, it's raining in Denver. That's awesome to hear. I don't know. Did the Front Range, did they have drought conditions this winter? I think that the Front Range kind of got hit hard with snow, but I don't know if there was a good snow pack out there. We're heading the mountains in Colorado tomorrow. We'll be about 20 minutes. Oh, cool. Well, Rebecca, have fun up in the mountains there. Let's see what else about this. Oh, I was going to say all the birds over here are insane because in the morning time. So this morning when I woke up, let me walk over here so you can actually see. Sorry. There's this big tree grove over here and it goes down like into that meadow. And so I went for a walk with Sierra, and I think tomorrow morning when I do that, before we head out of here, we're going to leave at like 7:00, but the sun's coming up at like 5:30. And I think I'm going to take the Zoom. I've got like this audio recorder that I can take over to the trees and just record those birds. There's like, I probably heard like 5 or 6 different songbirds over there. And so it'd be really cool. Check this out. Sierra's in here. She was totally sleeping right until I came up, but she's just chilling in there. I tell you, if anybody lives a luxurious life, it's this girl right now. No stress, no nothing. She just kicks it. I got this new food for her that's all raw food. It's like a dehydrated raw food that you just put water in, and man, she loves that stuff. Hey, I wanted to show you though. Hang on one second. I'll put this down. I've got a new fishing deal. I want to show you real quick. Hang on one sec. What's up, girl? All right, so I got some new gear, and I got this awesome net. So it's a fish pond net. It's the Nomad series, and it's, if you look down here, it's called the Nomad series. And I think this one, I can't remember. It's pretty big. So if I put it up next to me, I mean it's a big fish net, but it's got the rubber in it, so it doesn't hurt the fish at all. And then I'm throwing some new flies. I want to show you all what I was working with when I was over at my friend Rick's place. There were some flies over there that were straight crushing it. So this was the first one that I was using. I'll take it off here and I'll show you. So it's like kind of like more of a wet fly. It looks like, I don't know what this is because I never know the names of flies. I just go in and I'm like, yep, that's the one I need. I just pick them out. So, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't get into fly fishing right out of the gate. I was intimidated by all the jargon and I didn't want to look like an idiot. So I just didn't get into it. But now that I'm into it, I don't care. But anyway, so this is the fly that I'm using at the moment. The brown trout were going crazy for that. So that's pretty cool. I want to show you some other stuff here that I got. So these are the San Juan worms. This is the one that's kind of like the automatic during summertime. So this is what's called a San Juan worm. That's automatic for anything in southern Colorado, especially when it warms up. Early season, it's not, but you can use this late into the year, and that's like your earthworm, for trout. So that's what I'd recommend fishing with that. Another thing I'd recommend if you're gonna fly fish is get these black ant patterns, the flying black ant patterns. So it looks like a little black ant, it's got the body of it. And then when this gets wet, it looks like wings. And so it looks like wings that are folding back on it when it's all wet in there. So what happens is early season, there's if you ever go to the high country in Colorado, you'll see black ants everywhere. And what you can do is get you can do black ants without the white on them that are a little bit smaller. And this would be considered more of an early season black ant right here. See how it's smaller up top, less hair on it. So this would actually kind of go into the water just a tad if you don't have any top ride to make it float on top. But what happens is later in the season, the ants, a lot of them develop wings, and then the wind picks them up and then dumps them into these lakes or streams, and then they just, if they're in the stream, they funnel into the lakes. If they're in the lakes, they just float around on top, and those things are automatic. And as far as I'd say July 4th on, you're gonna be good to go with that. Let's see here. Pain of colon cancer. Yeah, I was gonna say so. Mary Rose, you're talking about the pain. I've had it to where I've had the pain keep me up for 3 days straight, which is horrible. Like right now, it's not too bad, but like on my stomach, it's all right. Like it's right here in the middle, and then it goes down right here like that, and that's the area where they found everything. And they said that they're like that consistent pain. That could be like the polyps or colon cancer. And I've had it to where I had to get hotel rooms one time for a week straight because the pain hurt so bad. So that kind of sucked. Here's another one that I had. This is a caddis, and this is kind of your average run of the mill, what I would call like a dry fly. So what you can do with this is you can put top ride on this. Top ride is a type of stuff a solution that you shake your fly in, and it makes it to where it doesn't take on water, but it also has this piece of foam right here. And so that foam helps it ride on the top too. So this is really a great all around, all purpose fly. It's called a caddis, Caddis. And they have a bunch of different types of these, but I just kind of like this particular one. It's easy to see on the water, and it's also a nice size. So that's a size 14. And then a couple other ones I've got. Let's see here. This is called a scud. It's kind of more of a kind of like a shrimp looking. If I do like this, like a shrimp looking fly. So that's a fun one to use. I use those like in rivers. What are you looking at over here, sweetie? Whenever Sierra's looking intently out the window at something and won't break her gaze, I always think she's looking at wildlife, but there's nothing over there at the moment. But so anyway, so I picked up some flies and then also this net. So I'm good to go for fishing this year. And here's the top ride. Here I'll show you. So here's what's top ride. And so what you do with this is just basically, here, you want to come outside? Here, let me get you. That's what she wants. Come on out. I should have carried her down on that. But anyway, so the top ride, what you do is you would take your fly like this when you're fishing, and you just basically put it in here like this, then you just shake it up. And it gets this little solution on it. It'll come out white looking, comes out a little bit dusted. And what that does is it creates a barrier around your fly to where it won't take on a ton of water. And that way it'll stay on top of the water. If you don't have top ride, like that little thing, you can use an aspen leaf. And for some reason, like the oils in the aspen leaf, if it's like a live leaf, you can take an aspen leaf and rub the fly in between it, and it will help it stay buoyant. And you can also use earwax, which is kind of gross. And then let's see, what else can you use? Oh, you can use chapstick. Chapstick will do it. So, but not too much of it. Just enough. It's like petroleum, but then the fish can kind of sense that because they can smell it in the water. So they might not hit as good. Look at this now. It got really nice over here. So it's like nice overcast. No weather whatsoever. You can hear the birds. Let's walk over this way. Let's see if it gets real choppy. Let me know, because I'm going to walk away from the router over here. But I want to get you all to where you can hear these birds. I started to hear them over here. So Zach. Oh yeah, Zach, no problem. Hey, and if you ever want to fish, I think aren't you in southern Colorado? There's a bunch of good places down here to fish. So also too, like on Monarch Pass.
There's some spots that I like. Arkansas River is insane. Like there's like 2,000 browns every mile in the Arkansas River. I think it's around 2,000. It's a self-sustaining trout population, so it's totally good stuff. Let's see. I wish we could get some rain here in Utah. Yeah, Bubba, Utah, boy, Arizona, California, Nevada. Talk about a drought. It's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. So this is the cutest thing. Sierra would literally sit here in the morning and just look out that way and listen to the birds and watch the sun come up, because the sun comes up from like this area right over here. Do you hear? I don't know if you can hear that. So, hey Zach, what I'll do is, if you go to Collegiate Peak Slot, I love it up there. So, if you're interested, I could like shoot me a message through my website, and I'll hit you up with some of my spots up there. There's some great spots that I love, and then maybe one of these days we can meet up there and fish. I love to fish. If there's two things I could do for the rest of my life, it'd be to fly fish and to check out Native American ruins, and that's it. I mean, I love the winter camp and everything, but I mean, top two, those are easily the top two. But it's kind of funny. It's like, the winter camping pays the bills. Obviously, if you look at my channel, like all the winter camping videos go Richter. I get into summer camping, and it's just basically the diehards that like the channel that are tuning in. I don't get many views in the summer, but it's all good. So, let's see here. Really, hey Ray, next time you're back up here, let me know. And I think you said you're cruising back up, but if you want to ever fish the Arkansas, there were some good spots, and like the upper Arkansas too. Some of the tributaries into it, there are some spots that don't look like much, and you get back in there and you catch huge brooks and like big browns and stuff like that. So hit me up next time you're coming through the area. I'll be back in Colorado if all goes well. I'll be back here within like a week or so. So I'm not gonna be gone for too long. So, all right. Greetings from Gun Barrel. Hey, what's up? Let's see. Oh, she's such a sweet girl. Yeah, talking about Sierra. She's over there just chilling, just listening to the sounds. Like she'll do that all night. I'll be over here like cooking dinner or whatever, and she'll just be hanging out, just kind of taking in the scenes. And I've noticed too with that new dog food, when I get it for her, she just seems a lot more content. So I'm just gonna keep on feeding her that, and then she just sticks around camp and just chills. And she's been super affectionate in the mornings as well. So then we've been hanging out in the truck topper. So let's see here. Oh, Brandon, what's up, man? So see you doing well. I just need some artificial flies. Oh yeah, let me wait until I get my address actually established. So funny thing over at the ranch, the it's like if I could have any more mess ups from the county didn't even file the parcel correctly. So if somebody were to try to send me a piece of mail out there, it would go to the property across the street. So, and also too, Google Maps, like they put it into Google Maps and it's wrong. So I got to get all that squared away. But I'm planning on getting an address out in Arizona, and hopefully within like the next month we can get that all sorted out, and then we'll be in good shape. So once that happens, Brandon, if we want to connect, if you tied some flies, I'd definitely be interested in throwing some. So thanks for the offer on that. So let's see here. What else have we got? Sierra's a bird watcher. She certainly is. She'll watch them, like she'll track them like as they're going. And then at nighttime, in the evening here, as soon as it gets dusk, there's a pretty big bat colony that lives just over the ridge there, that comes over in this area. And so she'll see them flying around. She's like, wait a minute, these are flying like drunk birds, like they're not flying straight. So that's the way to tell at night. If you ever see the evening time, a lot of people say, oh, there's some birds dive bombing camp, and those are actually bats. And you can tell because they don't fly straight. Like birds flow through are real fluid, and bats are real jerky through the air. But if you pay attention, especially up in Colorado, and lots of places out in Utah and stuff like that, anywhere where there are mountainous terrain and lots of caves, you'll be looking at bats at night. So, let's see, Stephanie, with love from upstate New York, from Abby Emily. Oh, cool. Oh, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. Let's see if you could. Oh, Ray. Oh, it'd just be a mailing address. I'm keeping the South Dakota tags. And also I have a South Dakota mailing address, but the thing is, it's just set up for like paper mail, and I don't ever get anything forwarded to me. And so I got that address in South Dakota just basically for the business to register it there, and then also for my tags. And then I've got to roll up there and get my residency. I was gonna do that like literally, probably next week, but then I've got to go to Flagstaff now. So it's just been kind of tough lately because I haven't slept much. The pain's just been intense, but today I literally haven't eaten anything, and I feel better. I mean, it's the pain's still there a lot, but it's not like when you eat food. So, hey, Sierra, come here, girl. We're starting to get some rain. All right, we're starting to get some rain come in. So let me get Sierra in the truck here. I'm going to put you all in here for just a second while I go grab her, and then we're going to come back inside. It looks like this is actually kind of like a wall of rain coming in. So I think we're getting some rain. So hang on one second and we'll be back shortly. Sierra, girl. Come here, girl. Come here. I know. You're such a good girl. Come here. Good girl. Come here. Let me see you. There. All right. You want to come up in here with me? All right. Let's go up in here and relax. All right. There you go, sweetie. All right. We're back. Let me hop in here real quick. I'm going to bring in the fishing stuff to talk about the Tenkara line and how to best manage that when you're out, because there are a couple of things that you can do which will create like a spool effect for the line. And the best way to combat that is to actually pull the line out and give it some tension right when you put it on the line. So you'll notice this in my next video, that when I pull this out, if you pull it out, you'll notice it's like it's all kind of it coils up, and that really is really bad when you have a limited line. You know, but this is only 13 feet, you know, and then I've got 6 feet of tippet on it, so it's only 19 feet around, and you don't want to have like a third of your line tangled up like a coil, because it's going to limit the way you can get out there. It's also not going to perform very well. So the way to get out of this is to take this and just slowly pull on it. And you got to make sure you don't go too fast, because you can actually cut your fingers. But you pull on it, give it a lot of tension like this, and then you'll notice that when I get done, it's straight. Okay. So that's one thing with Tenkara that I want to stress to everybody, is that you know, when you coil this up and you store it this way, it's great because it's compact, but it does have its limitations, and you do need to straighten out your line before you actually throw your first one. If you don't, it's just going to coil up, and there's also a chance that your tippet can get kind of hung up on your line when it's like that. So I've had that happen a bunch. It's really frustrating. So just remember, right when you pull it out, no matter how excited you are, no matter if the fish are right in front of you, the best thing to do is to straighten your line. It's going to take you 10 seconds, and then you're rocking. So, all right, let's see here. I think I've been missing a lot of questions. So I was thinking of putting a bathhouse up there. Oh, Betsy Skills. I don't know. They were bad in New York, along with the ticks. Let's see. We've used them up in the mountains. They'd argue we get to use them. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't know about bat houses, so I'd have to check that out. I'll probably put some up around Arizona. I've seen a bunch of them around the property at night. So I love bats. I think they're cool. There was a time last year, I got to get a better camera for it, but I know a place where they really hang out, and they kind of dive bomb this one area. And it'd be cool to get them on film and kind of show, you know, when they fly, they definitely have, like, it looks like Batman. I mean, it's like, you know, the wings are coming out, and it's all like the shape like that. And so it looks kind of cool. And, you know, a couple areas in Colorado, if they didn't have bats, the insects would be so bad you wouldn't even be able to visit. And so the bats are actually a welcome welcome animal, you know, in most of these areas. So, all right, let's get back here real quick. Western New York. Oh, Ralph, thanks, man. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see, what else have we got? Hello, everyone. Bats. The doc's saying possibilities it could be Ricky. Oh, Alda, we don't know yet. We're still looking into if it could be. So we're gonna double check on that with Wednesday. So what's on your menu tonight? Let's see here. So let's see, peace upon you. I'm thinking, so I've got some really good organic hummus that I picked up from Sprouts, and then I've got some avocado, and let's see, what else have I got? I've got some vegetables and some tortillas. So I'm thinking about making just like a veggie wrap, like a hummus veggie wrap for the night. Just kind of going light, because I got to get up super early tomorrow and head out to go to Silverthorne. I cannot wait to film Cinnamon Pass. It is absolutely gorgeous up there. So when we're up there cruising around, I'll definitely make sure that we take a lot of footage. And also too, at the hotel I'm staying at this funky place. Let me put up the link for you. You all can check this out. It's called Avon Silverton. This place is incredible. So check this out. Look at how funky it looks on the inside. They have like dorm style rooms, and they have like suites and everything else like that. So we're gonna stay in a suite, and then I guess they have like a cool bar in the basement. You play cards, and then they got like typewriters all over the place and record players and stuff like that. So it's kind of old school. Let's see. What have we got here? Bats used to dive bomb our anytime pool parties. Stan, that's awesome, man. Yeah, it seems like the bats dive bomb our nomad gatherings too. It's like whenever I get together with my nomad friends, for whatever reason, we always pick areas that seem to have bats, and they're like hitting us all night and coming around our camp, and like, whoa, they're like flying between us during campfire sessions and stuff like that. So it's kind of funny trying to make content with that. So, but yeah, so on the menu tonight, like I was saying, peace upon you, probably just something kind of mellow.
and then get up early in the morning and roll. I do want to see if I can hit that breakfast place over by Baron and Elsa's, because it's so good over there, and it's totally off the beaten path, and it's like the best place in Colorado. So I won't say where it's at, but because I don't want to give away the location of where Baron and Elsa are at. But if you ever camp with me and we go hit that spot, I'll say, hey, this is the secret spot. So, all right, let's see what else. I'm going to do a few more questions here, and then we're going to log off and just kind of enjoy our evening. So coming up though, I've got, so the video tomorrow is about fly fishing up in the high country. I'm up at one of my favorite lakes in central Colorado. Didn't catch anything, but had a good time, and got some really great footage. I also got some cool underwater footage of the fish. And then the day after that, I rolled over to my buddy's place, and he's got a private ranch. I camped out there, and then fly fished on his property, and got some really nice browns over there. And so we'll have that footage up. That'll probably be Monday, and then Tuesday, I'll be prepping for my procedures and flag for Wednesday morning. Then maybe like Wednesday night or something like that, we can do a live stream. I can clear everybody into what's up. So, all right, everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and log off. So thanks everybody for tuning in. And Sierra says thanks too. She's she's being antisocial for 1 second. Come on, baby girl, what are you doing over here? Huh? You want to see everybody? Hey, what you got? You want to look at the camera? All right, there we go. All right, well, y'all have a good night, and hope everybody's having a good weekend. Stay cool out there. We're finally getting some rain here in Colorado, so it's nice and cool. And we'll catch y'all on the next live stream. Thanks. All right, baby girl, we're all done.